Hi everyone, I'm Nina from Charles Darwin University. As a request of finalizing Master of Professional Accounting in CEU, I'm required to take a professional practice experience in a local business organization. Based on the requirement, I obtained a placement in Uniting Church in Australia Northern Synod as an assistant working in the finance department. During the internship program, I could learn many accounting-related knowledge and skills under the supervision of my supervisor John and with support from colleagues and coordinators of the Professional Practice Experience Unit. These are the main areas I'm gonna talk about today about my whole placement experience at Uniting Church in Australia Northern Synod office. The company Uniting Church in Australia (UCA) was founded in 1977 and now becomes the third largest Christian denomination in Australia, comprising over 240,000 members. It cooperates with the Uniting Aboriginal and Islander Christian Congress, who helps and services Aboriginal people and Islanders. The UCA encourages people to live out a joyful Christian faith that they can read the Bible, meet and communicate together, and take care of each other. It is the largest non-government provider of community and health services by working with different agencies in social service and justice areas to strongly support individuals, families, and communities. The UCA is made up of a series of interrelated and non-hierarchical councils. All churches are led by an assembly, which is the National Council, and there are 6 state-based synods across each state and territory of Australia. Each synod contains multiple presbyteries, which are regional councils, and have oversight of hundreds of local-level churches called congregations. Uniting Church in Australia Northern Synod is one of the state-based councils located in Northern Territory, and it contains 2 presbyteries. One is the Northern Regional Council of Congress, the NRCC, which deals with Aboriginal congregations, and another one is called Pilgrim Presbytery of Northern Australia, the PBNA, which relates to the non-Indigenous congregations across the synod. As shown in the slide, Northern Synod is a small organization with 70 employees in office. The operation of the synod is led by a moderator and a general secretary. The finance team consists of total 4 people, and I'm working with my supervisor John, who is the chief financial officer in the organization. The finance department works on financial-related matters for the synod office, presbyteries, and all congregations. I work as an assistant to help the whole finance department every Monday, Tuesday afternoon, Wednesday, and Thursday. My supervisor John directly assigns me to work on multiple tasks and duties on every day morning. Over the entire internship program, I mainly focus on 6 different tasks. Firstly, I look through the accounts in last year's financial statements and discuss some problematic accounts with the whole finance team. My supervisor John helps me to understand the backstories of these accounts and learn how to find problems behind these numbers. Secondly, I prepare the draft company budgets for next 3 years on a monthly basis. Next, I work on the committee charters for Governance Committee and Finance and Property Services Committee, which will be established by Synod shortly. Then I do researches on demography and profit of each synod across Australia and analyze staff leaves of all employees in the synod. Both of them are presented in the Excel and PowerPoint. I summarize current cash bank accounts, including deposits and loans, and I also check all accounts in last year's financial statements before handing to the auditors. Finally, I do some asset register cards for assets owned by synod and calculate depreciation expenses for each asset and compare them to depreciation schedule. There are 4 main skills have been acquired and developed during my experience, including improved skills on reading the different accounts in financial statements and understand the stories behind these accounts, acquiring skills on preparing more accurate budgets through the Corporate Finance Institute online webinar, having better skills on presenting information and data by using PowerPoint, and learning how to use Microsoft Teams to communicate and work as a team and help with each other. Firstly, I improved my capabilities in analyzing the accounts in financial statements to gain an overall view of current and future financial performance of the organization by talking with John. Knowing how to record and read financial reports is not enough. It is better to understand how these figures in the reports tell you the story of the entity. I have achieved improved knowledge on financial reporting through having some conversations with John and asking questions to him. And he always liked to share his understanding, interpretations, and suggestions on these reports and actual performance of the organization to me, so that I can learn from him in order to improve my future works. To improve my skills on building budgets and assumptions, I have learned from the online webinar provided by the Corporate Finance Institute. The CFI also provides a model template to let me go through and prepare a similar budget based on that as shown on slide. Both of them assisted me to achieve a developed skills on preparing assumptions and budgets for the organization. I also improved my presentation skills on doing PowerPoint slides based on John's comments and suggestion, which is shown in the slide. I've gained knowledge that results shown in the bar charts and the pie charts have to be ordered from small to big. Titles in each slide are only needed to capitalize the initial letter. Not forget to add resources at the bottom on each slide. Correct figures in one decimal place only, and so on. Therefore, I have learned how to acquire suggestions from others and then apply them to my own work. It is significant to do this as there are always mistakes or improvements you need to fix and make them better during the work. It is helpful to improve my own works and skills in order to achieve better outcomes. Finally, Johnson Lord is a small organization with large covering area and many congregations. There are lots of work in finance department needed to be considered. Not only record transactions routinely, but also prepare financial statements, represent to members, pay wages to employees, manage income from investments, and so on. It will be difficult if one of the staff is sick or take an annual leave in a small entity. Therefore, it is better to have professional knowledge and skills to deal with all different finance and accounting-related tasks. I'm improved to be flexible and provide assistance to everyone in office. I've learned and developed my skills on communicating with staff and helping with each other that in order to have a good teamwork. The office just starts to use Microsoft Teams to communicate, and all files can be accessed through the Teams as well. All staff in office attend the training sessions of learning how to use the Office 365 and Microsoft Teams. There is a tutor who comes to the office to teach us, and everyone can ask him questions all the time. Using this software saves everyone's time, has better communication, and becomes easier to make changes on files. The whole process of learning and improving skills across the whole placement experience is similar to charge and lighten a bulb. More skills acquired and improved, more light the bulb is. And when the bulb is fully charged and lightened, it means I have earned a lot during this experience and very helpful for my future career. Before I start my placement, I have learned multiple skills from studying in the university, which are the basic building blocks, such as how to use my system, read financial reports, use Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, and all other accounting-related knowledge on auditing, finance, and investment. When I start my placement, the first skill I've developed and improved is understanding the accounts in financial statements and preparing budget reports. It is a very good chance for me to learn from John about the way of analyzing figures and accounts and preparing the budgets to form an idea of how the organization operated in the past and any risks and opportunities will come in the future. The bulb gets brighter as I improved my presentation skills through receiving comments from the supervisor. He indicates many small points which are easily neglected while doing the PowerPoint slides. These suggestions help me to be more careful on presenting in the future. After that, I'll also improve my skills on calculating the depreciation of assets and creating asset register cards by doing works on analyzing the long-term assets of the organization. It's useful and helpful for better management of assets, which is very necessary for an entity to be operated in good condition. Finally, and most importantly, the teamwork and organization skills are gained across the whole placement experience. Working in a small organization, I improve my skills on how to help with each other and communicate with colleagues and other people. The bulb now becomes brighter and brighter, but as shown in the slides, there is still some space left that need to be filled, which means the bulb is not fully enlightened. There are more skills need to be acquired and improved, and they will let me to become a fully skilled employee in the future workplace. There are two important reflections from my whole working experience. The first one is about the working on the committee charters. The organization is going to set up two new committees, Governance Committee and Finance and Property Services Committee. The committee charters have to be set up and approved by the Synod Standing Committee in the first place. So John asked me to prepare draft committee charters for both committees by comparing the charters from other synods and doing research online. I asked General Secretary to help me to contact other synods for their committee charters, so he lets Executive Assistant Lucy to help me to get this information. However, Lucy is not quite sure what are charters and where I can get access to them, so I decided to contact other synods directly. I asked Lucy for the contacts of General Secretary of other synods, and then I emailed them for requesting their synod charters or any other related information. I summarized charters received and information from online research and pick up the most relevant content in relating to our own synod. I hand my work to John and he writes a draft Finance and Property Services Committee charter based on some of my work and some of his own knowledge. Then he sent me his draft charter and I modified the Governance Committee charter by following his draft. As a result, John will present these two draft charters and show them to the members on the Synod Standing Committee meeting in order to get approval and apply them once the two committees are established. Knowing how to summarize and apply information to my own work is necessary and important. There are many tasks are in relation to these skills in the workplace. I also have learned that the best way to improve working performance in an organization is having good communication. Do not be shy or hesitate to talk with other staff and ask for any help when facing some problems or difficulties. Here is my another reflection on working in this small entity. Excluding me, there are only 3 staffs in the finance department, but they have to handle all financial events, transactions, and reports for the synod, presbyteries, and congregations. I need to assess other staff to deal with any issues during the work and make sure my own work has been done on time. I always work as quickly as I can on tasks which John assigns to me and then report back to him. After I finish my own work, I help with Lyra on other stuff she is doing, such as creating fixed asset register cards, comparing depreciation schedule with general journals in my ops system to find differences, and giving her the right amount to correct in my own. At the end of the program, I Supervisor John and Lyra are happy and satisfied with my work during the whole period. The staffs in office have a farewell morning tea for me the last day of working. Working in a small organization is not easy to split clearly which part of work you have to be done. Therefore, it's important to have good teamwork, and it's necessary to be flexible and responsible in the workplace in order to be more fit in the organization. My strengths that have been identified during the internship program are mainly from 4 perspectives. At first, I enjoy to work as a team and help with others. In addition to finish my own work, I'm happy to help colleagues and work hard to achieve the goal as a team. Secondly, I have strong learning ability and always ask questions when having some difficulties, so that I can learn from my supervisor and other staff and apply this knowledge and skills to my own works. Thirdly, I have good foundation of accounting and other knowledge and skills studied from school, such as finance and auditing knowledge, Excel and PowerPoint skills, property-related knowledge, my ops skills, and so on. Finally, I have good adaptability in new circumstances, which is helpful for me to be integrated into the workplace quickly. There are also some weaknesses I have and need to overcome in the future. I'm sometimes shy and not very talkable, that I do not always share my stories on my own initiative. In order to overcome that, I have to build more confidence in the future and gradually increase to share my stories and news with other staff, maybe during the lunchtime or after the work. Secondly, I'm lack of accounting-related working experience. This is my first time working in a finance department and in a church organization. In order to gain more experiences, I have to look for any accounting-related jobs and catch any work opportunities to learn. Finally, there are some skills still have not been professional enough and improved well, such as preparing budgets, utilizing Excel and PowerPoint, and so on. To overcome this, I need to do more practices on improving these skills and learning from working experience or other sources like the online webinar or on YouTube. In conclusion, working in the Northern Synod is a challenging but exciting experience to me. It's a very good opportunity to improve my skills and knowledge, and it provides me an idea on how to work in a small entity, overcome multiple tasks, and deal with different relationships. Working in the Northern Synod is special and different, as it is a church organization, and it's highly impossible for me to have another chance to work in a religious entity in the future. People in office always like to share and chat with others. There are devotions on Tuesday morning held by volunteers in the office to share everyone's stories and news. Staff celebrates their birthdays by having morning tea, and sometimes we have lunch with people from other synods and congregations to develop better and closer relationships. The whole working environment is well-friendly, and I have a very good time working with these nice people. I'm still thinking my future career, but working in Northern Synod has given me a good experience of getting in touch with accounting and finance-related works. Even though I will not work as an accountant in the future, learning accounting knowledge and skills is still helpful in life and doing other careers. Especially understanding of financial reports can tell me what stories hidden at the back. That's all my presentation today. Thank you for your listening.